liberals, you want to talk about child separation?
Oh boy.
How about this? 20-year-old college student Mollie Tibbetts has been violently and permanently separated from her parents at the hands of an illegal immigrant.
What happened to Mollie is an awful tragedy, and I hope justice is served. But there is no justification for the horrifically dehumanizing conditions the Trump administration put all immigrants through way before what happened to Mollie happened.
Yeah, I have some final thoughts.
Tommy, who was notoriously silent in the aftermath of the Nia Wilson death, got really excited to cover the death of this white girl who died in the hands of a brown illegal immigrant. You were in such a hurry, Tommy, to cover this ongoing story right after it was revealed that the suspect was undocumented that you didn't even take that ugly-ass fedora off to go off, Queen.
That's right. Yet another young person has been murdered by an illegal immigrant.
Like, this is it. This is what gets Tilapia out of bed every morning. Do not allow this tragedy to be exploited to indict all immigrants. Follow the example of Mollie's family members, who have already started bravely retaliating against these dead-eyed sociopathic freaks like Candace Owens, who got her comeuppance earlier yesterday.
This time, a 24-year-old illegal immigrant from Mexico who's been living in the area illegally for 4 to 7 years. Maybe one of Nancy Pelosi's dreamers, huh?
First of all, the guy worked for a Republican. Secondly, he's not a dreamer. The requirements for DACA are incredibly rigid. You had to come to this country as a minor, along with a clean track record. Why would you throw 800,000 fellow U.S. citizens under the bus for a crime committed by an unrelated person? Well, probably because this isn't about arriving at the truth or justice. For you, it's certainly not about the facts. It's just about tapping into the primal fears of your fan base so they'll go out and vote Republican.
If you're not outraged, you're not paying attention. Or maybe you're one of the liberal types who spend the next 2 weeks defending this illegal immigrant murderer.
Which liberal types are defending murder? Name one. I'll wait.
It's already begun. These liberals are going out of their way to distract or completely ignore the fact the killer isn't illegal.
Why does it matter whether he was illegal or not? He's a murderer. Why do you try to actively blame an entire group of people who had nothing to do with this crime at all? I didn't hear any of you Fox News types screeching about sending all white people to jail when that white supremacist psychopath executed Nia Wilson, a young black girl in Oakland last month. I didn't see wall-to-wall coverage of that, and I certainly didn't blame all white people.
They're already pulling out all the examples of white American men who have committed horrific crimes. Well, hold up. Illegal immigration isn't a race, it's an activity, so trying to point out all the white people who have murdered doesn't make your case.
Nobody tell Tommy that natural-born Americans commit crimes, and especially murders, at way higher rates than legal and illegal immigrants, since she's only exploiting this tragic death for racial agitation. All the hysteria surrounding criminal activity and immigrants is, simply put, Republican propaganda.
And furthermore, yeah, we have American citizens who murder, that's true. That's why we don't need to deal with it from people who have no legal right to be here in the first place.
Well, Tommy, your ancestors were illegal immigrants, and since illegal immigration isn't a race but an activity, they have no right to be here in the first place either. As a matter of fact, America was built by people who had no right to be here. This is such a stupid conversation.
Illegal immigration, weak borders, and weak border enforcement kill Americans, period.
It's like saying fireworks kill Americans, falling out of bed kills Americans, everything kills Americans. This immigration argument is simply a matter of what you choose to spend your time on and what political purpose is guiding your rhetoric. And for you, it's the negative and deeply damaging portrayal of immigrants, especially brown ones. Since the 80s, immigration has increased 109%, while all kinds of crime have dropped. There's 100+ years of empirical evidence from over thousands of studies proving conclusively that immigrants, both documented and undocumented, commit crimes at way lower rates. So what Tommy is spewing here is just xenophobia. It's good old-fashioned American racism. It's not exactly new either. It's the same exact kind of thinking that indicted all black people for the crimes of a few. I'm Hasan Piker, and if this angers you, please share this video with your friends, and also please don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you want to continue this conversation, I'm live every day on my Twitch at twitch.tv/Hasanabi from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific, and this has been The Breakdown. Do you want to make your commute or your daily chores more enjoyable? Well, I have some great news for you, my friend. Have you heard about the new TYT Podcast Network? You can find us wherever you get your podcast by searching for TYT Network on iTunes, Google Podcasts, or even Stitcher. Or you can head on over to tyt.com/audio.